What's up, guys? Matt Visual here. I'm here to have a discussion with Philetic here. What's up, Philetic?
Hey, hey.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the gem system, and since we've played the beta in the first beta weekend last week, we were thinking that we will talk about it and see if it'll be actually balanced when the game comes out. Because some people had some worries about that, but now that we have actually played the game, we can share a few lights. One of the points I wanted to bring up is um, when you purchase gold with gems, from what I've seen so far, um, with just buying armor and weapons, basically you buy from level 5, level 10, level 15, level 20, and they're like really
Yeah.
easy to get from every town, right, Philip?
Yeah, it seems like it's because obviously when you go out and quest, you sort of get your armor and stuff. But if you want, like, I don't know, to look better or that sort of the right armor for your character, I suppose. Because I found a lot of times when I was running around, I'll be like level 20 still wearing my, I don't know, like level 12 armor and stuff.
Right.
So I'm guessing it's sort of you're either supposed to use a trading post and get gold, and then it's pretty much because most MMOs, it's sort of a known fact that you don't purchase armor and weapons because it's just a waste of money because you're just going to get all your armor by questing and stuff.
Right.
But I found myself pretty much buying everything in Guild Wars 2. But I don't know if that was just me being a noob.
Yeah, I think I was in that same position. As we were playing with Luke and Tube, they seemed to be getting a lot of money pretty quickly. I think my reason was because I wasn't really picking up the loot from the enemies on the floor, because it's just so like time consuming. I wanted to play, right? You just sit there and click the enemy and try to pick up the loot.
Yeah,
They need to make that a little bit faster if there's like an area loot or something like that, because I don't want to sit there and pick up loot all the time, and that's why I
yeah,
just never picked it up. And I think that's why they got a lot of the money, because they would actually sit there and pick up the loot and go sell it to the merchant. And it seems like money really makes the world go around in this game, the gold, because you have to use gold for waypoints, which is very important. You have to use gold to repair, because you will die in this game many times. uh, you need to use gold for, sometimes you need to upgrade your armor. Like every time you'll go to like a decent big city, and you'll see like a merchant there, and then we'll go and we're like, okay, let's get the new set of armor. I just reached level 15 or level 20. We've done it a couple times because it gives you that extra boost, probably like 10 armor for each piece. So
yeah,
that's a big difference of dying and not dying, pretty much. Even the weapons there, it was pretty much important. I see
yeah. You
myself doing it
can
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. You could definitely see that you need it. The hotkey for picking up items is just F, so you could just go around spamming F, and it just automatically pick up everything.
Ah.
But I was doing that, and then I was just finding my bag space was gone because I made a mistake as well of not because a lot of mobs started dropping leather bags and stuff, and I never put them in my bag slots. I did eventually, but for the start, I never sort of added to my bag space. So I was just getting filled up with loads of stuff. My bag space was always filled. So I just stopped looting things because I didn't want my bag space to be full. And
Right.
then I found out about the whole like instant banking thing where a lot of like grey items and crafting materials and stuff you could just right click and you just send it to your bank straight away. So that frees up bag space.
Oh, wow.
So there's loads of little things that we sort of missed out, as in sort of getting gold, and then obviously because a lot of I think the way they've done it, because in a lot of games, it's sort of a quick fix really. You get loads of crafting materials, but most of the time you either sell it off or get rid of it because if you pick up anything else, it's kind of like, oh, I might need that item. You might pick up a
Right.
sword and you think, oh, I might need it. So the option to get rid of crafting materials is always highest, and then people complain about not being able to craft stuff, and it's too expensive. I
You
have to
can't
buy
be
all my
bothered with
materials.
it. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
exactly. But I think the idea is behind it is if you could just bank all your crafting materials, then people will find it a lot easier to craft in the game because they haven't always got rid of stuff and what have you.
Speaking of crafting, that seems to be probably that's gonna be probably number one when it comes down to gold is buying crafting materials to craft
Yeah,
weapons and armor. I don't know if you can. I heard some talk about you won't be able to craft like the best armor with it. That those will be reserved for, I guess, like the dungeons and all
yeah,
that. Because
yeah,
we saw in Lion's Arch there was these like about 5 or 6 armor and weapon merchants that were selling like high armor with different currencies. Like each individual merchant had different like a different currency from I think a dungeon. I think one of them was
yeah.
for the catacombs. I think.
Yeah, it must be because I know that if you go to certain dungeons, obviously bosses drop and you get chests that drop items. But it must be that must be the dungeon system. So obviously you get the karma system where you go around, help out villagers and farmers and what have you, and you get good karma, and then you can spend that on different sort of armor pieces. But the I think the vendors that we see that sell like armor sets and what have you, that must be sort of dungeon karma, if you like,
Right.
where you can sort of purchase your dungeon materials. But their crafting is actually because obviously they can't make crafting gear the best because otherwise, what's the point in doing the dungeons? Because you could just boost your crafting up and get it. But I don't know. It's interesting because you get sort of do you get crafting boosts where you just get experience with crafting over a certain amount of time? Was that in the beta? Or was that taken out?
It was I heard there was a bug, but they're able to get a boost later on, I guess. Maybe next beta weekend. They'll fix that. There's a lot of things that were
Yeah.
kind of held back in
Yeah,
the
because
beta.
in my head it's all sort of because I remember sort of memorizing the leak, the crafting store leak
Right.
before the beta, and then obviously the beta come out and we could actually see. So a lot of times I get mixed up between what they've sort of kept in and what they've kept out. But
Exactly.
it does seem their focus is boost though, and it's definitely it's interesting the amount of gems you get for what you pay for because I can't remember the prices even if they have the prices on there but it's something like everyone got free 2000 gems
2000. Right.
and that I don't know it seemed like a lot like 2000 gems but from what you got from it I must have bought like I don't know free experience boosts maybe a couple of die packs and after you sort of, and obviously experience boost lasts for an hour. So if you spend like $6 to $8, I suppose, on like a 2000 gems, I reckon that would be gone in the space of like 2, 3 days. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know if it's expensive or if 2000 gems is going to be considered a lot or hardly any, that sort of. And then how's that going to affect the economy of the game when you buy gems for gold? It's kind of it's going to be a long process to figure everything out.
In
But from what
the
the beta, it seems that gems are going to be. I don't know. Are they going to be as valuable as everyone thinks? Or
in the beta, I mean, in the beta is probably not the best place to test it. Once everyone gets in there, that's when the prices will fluctuate pretty quick. It was like 5 silver. It was staying like around 5 6 silver each gem, I think. And
yeah,
for or I don't know how it was set, but I remember it was like 5 or 6 silver for like a certain amount of gems. And
actually,
yeah, yeah,
wasn't it? Because remember when we had the problem with I forgot it was buying traits. Remember when we was in game and we was like, I still haven't even got my traits, and we didn't have enough silver because
right.
we were just poor.
You had to
And then
spend
we
money on
thought,
everything, everything.
exactly, it's the waypoints, wasn't it? It was just ugh. But we decided to sell our gems, didn't we? And we sold like 200 and we got 10 silver back. It was something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We sold we got I think it was like a round off number like 250 and we got around 12 silver-ish somewhere around
Yeah,
there. And I was like, man, that's a lot of gems. That's a lot of
exactly.
gems for that. I wonder if crafting will be so powerful because the thing is, why buy crafting materials are maybe you can put like extra slots in there for runes or something like that. It has to be some incentive
Yeah.
because you can just buy armor from any merchant, or you can maybe they can craft it and sell it cheaper in the trading post. Hmm,
Mm,
maybe
yeah.
something like that will work. But either way, it seems okay for right now. It doesn't seem like how some of the other games were, like it's not going to balance out. It's going to go crazy for now, right now, as we think. And it's only beta, of course.
Yeah,
It seems okay for right now. Since you can get like the best armor from other places, not even Karma, and plus, of
yeah,
course, because you see Karma boost in the cash shop. We'll
yeah,
see what else. XP boost. A whole lot of boosts. There's a lot of boost stuff in there.
yeah. It seems like they've made. I don't know. It almost seems to me that gold is more valuable than gems are. So
Right.
it sort of balances it out that you can only get, but obviously you can't get like the boosts and stuff with the gems. I don't think you can only buy the sort of like the style. I think there's a style section, and I think you can sort of
Right.
buy different crazy things. So it's interesting, really, because if you're going to purchase gems, then it's going to be cheaper to oh how's it going to work? Because it's kind of like if, say, for example, you you get 2,000 gems or something. Then
Right.
if you go into the store, into the auction house, then what you can buy from the cash shop will be more expensive than what it's worth in the store. For example, because people will be selling it for a lot more from people who don't want to purchase gems. But it's going to be cheaper for you just to buy the gems anyway. I think like it's going to make more sense just to spend the money in the cash shop rather than
Right.
sort of rip yourself off in the auction house. So I think that's the sort of the way Arena are going at it because, like we say, 200 gems for 10 silver isn't that much. You'd expect a lot more. So I'm not sure if people were going to be able to sell gems in the auction house for that much if they're going at that price, unless that was
Well,
just beta sort of
they have like
nonsense.
an exchange system there. Like it's kind of fixed. And I,
Yeah,
I don't know how the price would change. I don't know how they're gonna like kind of change those prices because basically you go in there and you're like, okay, I want to trade this much gems. Like there's no going around it. There's no going around it. The only thing is that you can try to get a lot of money in the trading post by buying and selling, and
yeah,
because it's a fixed amount no matter what. And I guess they will change it, or the prices in the trade shop will change it. I don't know. Just like Guild Wars 1, like I just recently find out that echoes was what makes the money
yeah,
really go around. Like I was like, what's ectos? Like, oh, it's you make obsidian armor, like the best armor in the game, using those things. And that just became that like there might be a similar thing in Guild Wars 2. We don't know. We don't know the cap stuff there, but
yeah.
that
'Cause
that
okay,
item that everyone wants all the time, and you have to buy and
yeah.
sell that.
It seems like ArenaNet, because two things we already know is that one, that obviously ArenaNet has said they don't want it to be paid to win, and they've said that they're going to have like an economist. So it's better for ArenaNet to control the economy, especially to control the economy of the gems, to make it sort of fixed prices for buying and selling, and not to sort of leave it to the players to handle how much gems are worth and how much they aren't, which I really like. But obviously, like you say, if there's going to be a I don't know, I prefer gems not to be the power of the economy, and rather something like in game where it's like this certain
Right.
crafting material is insanely, valuable, and not to be gems. Because if gems are the power of the economy, that's when we've got problems, and that's when it really becomes pay to win. Because otherwise, why are gems the power of the economy if it's not pay to win?
And think about this because there's something in the cash shop that also helps you with that. Like say if, for instance, Ecto was in Guild Wars 2, and to get the best armor you had to have this item, right? In the cash shop you can buy a, like, I don't know, some percent boost to for dropping rare items. So they do have that. It of course is beta, that it might change if people complain about it or something like that. But
Yeah,
it seems like they've had it since closed beta, so it might stay in the game. So basically gems are still going to have a part into it. I mean, it depends on how hard they make the drops for like that certain item that everyone wants. For instance, Ecto, you know, will be
yeah,
on that monster or that particular dungeon. People are going to want to use like, oh, did you, you need to buy this, and get the drop. so you can, get this item so you can sell it. And people are just the gems are gonna go up from there. They're gonna need gems. So it all depends on how the end game is and how to get that end weapon or that end
Yeah,
armor, what it needs, that what crafting materials, because that's going to be, I'm pretty sure, like if you have to craft it in some unique way, or is it just what we saw in Lion's Arch, which all those NPCs where you have to trade in your your currency, your dungeon currency, whatever it is, dungeon
yeah.
karma, as you called it before, to get the highest armor. I wonder which one is it going to be. Is it going to be crafting, or is it going to be you get it from a high level dungeon? I wonder how
Yeah,
that's going to go.
it's interesting because they've Arena have said that they want to sort of cater for everyone. So, so they basically said that if you're a crafter, we want to make the people who really enjoy crafting really unique. So the crafting armor sets will have sort of unique values and unique looks to them, and a dungeon set. So people who like raid dungeons loads, they get their own armor and stuff as from
Right.
the karma armorness or whatever. but um. But yeah, personally, I'll prefer if gems are just not you're not able to swap it for gold, or you're not able to buy gems with gold. I prefer that not to be in there. But I think the reason why Arena's put it there is simply so that it's like to sort of, I don't know, soften the blow of even having a cash shop. It's kind of like, yeah, we've got a cash shop, but don't worry, you can still buy everything with gold. It sort of it softens that sort of idea of having a cash shop in your game. But
Right.
I think I'll prefer it if they just had a cash shop, kind of like how League of Legends is, where you can either work for. I suppose League of Legends is a bad example compared to an MMO, but you can work for the champion, or you could just buy it straight up. So
Right.
it's like you can work for this piece of armor with crafting, you can go in dungeons and what have you, and you work for all the best stuff. But if you want this cool skin, then you can go and buy the skin for it. So if you want this, obviously you see the style section in the cash shop. You've got different consumables. You've got those little crazy things that people can transform into. I think there's a lot of good things that you can buy there that you don't really need to have gems as a currency. You could just have the cash shop as a cool place to go, like it was in Guild Wars 1, where you just go into the cash shop and you can buy like different sort of costumes for your character, and you could buy like little mini pets and stuff. I think that's a much better system than having sort of gems as like a weird currency that you can buy or sell.
But the thing is with the boost is that they're gonna get more people into the cash shop, and once more people are looking in the cash shop, more people are like, oh, okay, this hat looks really good. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
let me try it out. On their way to the XP drop. It's just like, oh, okay, they're having a sale on this. Maybe I'll, it'll get more people in there, and
yeah,
and that's what they're trying to do. Because I mean, the thing is, that's a high quality game. They've been working a long time on it,
yeah.
and they're gonna want some cash flow coming their way. I mean, let's be honest. That's what it is. It's not bad.
Oh yeah,
It's their game. They need some cash flow. As long as it's same thing as when you were saying in League of Legends. League of Legends is balanced. Why? Because you cannot buy IP. If you could buy IP, then it would be unbalanced. But
yeah,
because there's no way that you can boost IP, but you cannot buy IP.
yeah,
So that's how it kind of balances out, and that system works for them. They, as soon as they go to that danger zone where you can buy IP, or, get this pack and you spend $30 and you can get like a big pack of skins and IP and all that, they sneak that in there. That's when it
yeah,
all goes downhill, and people are just gonna get annoyed and pissed. But
yeah, exactly.
people will still play because I mean, what, for 12 million players, it's not gonna just go away just like that. It's just not gonna happen. The
Yeah, but
low
it's
is like
about
the top when it comes down to the mobile style games.
yeah, it's the reputation of the game, isn't it? Really, you have to be good to the people who are playing your game and not just sort of rip them off. But Arena have a lot of cheeky ways, I suppose, of getting money, which is the best. It is the best way to do it, sort of marketing wise, and for the players. Like you're saying with the experience boosts and stuff. It's not pay to win, but it's kind of like if you if you're getting really agitated because you're level 79 and you really want level 80, so you could just buy like 5 experience boosts, play for 5 hours, and yeah, you got level 80 a lot quicker. You know, it's like little
Right.
tempting pieces, but not game
Convenience.
breaking.
Very
Yeah,
convenience.
like
And
the mystic key, like around the world. I picked up one and I was like, what the hell is this? What do I do with this? And you get these like mysterious boxes and stuff, which
right.
is really a really rare drop. And then you get the mysterious box, which is annoyingly hard to get. So you got that in your inventory, and then you click on it, and it says this needs a mystic key to unlock. Now you can either go around questing and wait until a mystic key drops. So all this stuff, all these 2 items are still available in the game just as drops, or you can go onto Cash Shop and buy a mystic key to unlock the box. The box isn't in the Cash Shop, but the key is. So it's like just that tempting, like I've got this amazing box that clearly has amazing gear in it, but I can't get the gear unless I spend another like 20 hours trying to get the key.
Oh my
So,
god.
or you can just buy the key. So lots of little tempting things, but everything's still in the game. And that's sort of like the cushion arena that fall back on to sort of say, why have you done this? This is so pay to win. People are just unlocking all these boxes. And it's like, well, one, the box is just in the game, you know, be lucky to get one. And two, you can everything's still in the game, you know, you can still find a mystic key in the game somewhere. Do this, you know, this
Right.
I don't know, dynamic event is quite easy to get a key from, blah blah blah. Maybe these mystic keys will be sold at like the auction house for, you know, 10 gold a piece or something. But lots of little cheeky ways to
Right.
get people going. It's kind of like if you buy an Asuran, like I with the 2003 gems, I bought an Asuran bank portal, and it was just so useful. I couldn't even imagine playing the game without it. But obviously, the 2000 gems were free, so it wasn't too bad. But I can imagine myself being like, I'll
I
just
need
buy
it.
some bank portals.
It's like,
But that's the way they drag you into buying items. It's not game breaking, but it's like it's there's little things that are so good that you just want them and you have to buy them.
right. I bought me at the end of the beta event. I stripped my char naked, and I bought a top hat. And
Yeah.
just kind of sat down and sat down at the end of the event and started jumping around. It's just those cool things. Like I wouldn't have been cool if I didn't have that top hit. That top hit just kind of slants over my char and covers like one eye, like a cool kid. It just
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't have that. And I'm like, man, would I pay for that? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends on the person and if you want to have those stylish things or you want to level up quicker. I know I'm probably gonna get suckered and buy a bunch of XP when the game comes out because I want to
Yeah.
kind of not rush, but I want to level up quickly so I don't have to, do other content. I just want to get to
Yeah.
that dungeon for the first time. I want to get to some other things for the first time. And the thing is, I kind of do want to just pass the crowd
Yeah.
because the crowd of people, like you remember when we first logged into the beta event?
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
the crowd of people was insane. I just want to get to the people who are just like kind of playing a lot and are right there like, okay, let's go do this dynamic event together. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be it's gonna split up like people who can't play a long period of time. I just want to get away
Yeah.
from that crowd and I'll probably be okay. But yeah.
It was interesting that because I think ages ago, like I don't know, probably months and months ago before this even happened, it was like I was thinking in dynamic events. I think I said it in like a dynamic event video, something I did. But at the start of the game, when everyone's logged in, like the way the questing works is that everyone's trying to do the same quest. And obviously in other MMOs, like I remember when Warhammer Online came out, it was kind of like it's the same idea, but because you could just pick up your quest and do it whenever you want, people didn't have this like urge to just zerg everywhere and get all the quests completed. So it scaled a lot better, so that people sort of went to different zones and did different things. But I noticed that in Guild Wars 2 is kind of like I don't know whether it's because it's just the free races and obviously the whole world hasn't come out, but it definitely ruined the experience when you first start out in the game, like the sort of zergs. So I think the experience boost is definitely gonna be tempting for a lot of people to just get past that massive crowd of lag and just especially because you have your own single experience bar and everyone's like stealing your stuff and you're just like no.
Don't do that. Yeah, the dynamic events
Exactly.
work perfectly with that type of big group, but when it comes down to like like the hearts and all that. It just doesn't work that way, unless you have some good
Mm,
AOE's. But hopefully
exactly.
that's fixed when they fix the optimization, as people call it, like to make sure it doesn't lag as much for lower end PCs. Because I know a couple people who have low end PCs. They're running on their laptop that he got 3 years ago. He can't even run
Yeah.
SWTOR. So, but he can run like TF2 and stuff like that. But like, I'm pretty sure he should be able to run Guild Wars 2. But whoa, with that lag, I don't know. Hopefully that's all fixed
Yeah.
because I don't want to get into the game and then just like crash immediately. I might have to try to
Yeah. It,
switch over to the overflow server. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll figure out a way.
it's definitely. I think it's definitely going to get fixed because we've already seen the specs, the recommendation and minimum specs, and for that beta, you needed like the high end specs to be able to play like flawlessly. You needed just an absolute beast of a processor and everything. So they clearly, it was something to do with your graphics card, your GPU, which is the power that's got from your graphics card.
Right.
The engine of the game wasn't using your GPU; it was using your CPU. So that's why you had the frame lag because it's supposed to work together to increase frames per second, but it wasn't. So you had frame lag, and obviously then you had server lag because they weren't as used to having that many people on their servers, so they're optimizing that.
That
So
was
it's
a
a lot
true
of things all
stress
mixed
test.
into one.
That was a true
Exactly, yeah.
stress test, not that whatever test that they had before. No, this was a true stress test.
I think it even surprised them, to be quite honest. I think they were just like, whoa, okay, this weekend's not going to be as fun as we thought. We're going to spend like 48 hours with our eyes wide open trying to fix things.
Right,
But
right.
it was amazing for us there.
As we go off topic, like throughout this whole
Yeah, that's true.
discussion here, uh, what do you think is going to be not balanced in the cash shop, or do you think it's decent right now?
At the moment, I like it right now. I think the only gripes I have with it really is the amount you get for what you pay for. Like I could, because the way I could see it is you paying for like 500, 1,500, 2,500, and I think people are going to be spending a lot because I'm not really one for buying stuff off cash shops unless I really need it.
Right.
So, but I do feel sorry for when people like spend loads and get little from it. Because when I got that experience boost, it wasn't. I couldn't really notice the change. It was 50% increase, but I'm not sure. I'm one of those people that will walk into a shop and I would take some hard convincing to buy anything because I'm extremely tight. And at the moment, the cash shop isn't really selling its stuff to me. The boosts are good, but I don't think they're quite worth the money. So
Right.
I suppose maybe it's a little bit expensive, but that's probably just me. But I like the direction it's going. It's definitely not pay to win at the moment. It's just a lot of little awesome things you can have, little things that help you out, just little things that make the game easier to play. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. They got loads of little like the little consumables and style things, like you said, the little top hat and the consumables where you can. I think you can buy little transformation figure
Right.
things that you can transform into like a little rat guy that I was running around in. I like little things like that. It's good.
It's good because I mean the thing is that if you don't want to spend money, you can just like, okay, I have a little bit of gold. Let me just buy some gems. Buying the gems with the gold is fairly easy, whether it be high or low at the moment. It's still fairly easy. And then you're like, okay, let me buy a boost real quick, and you can do all that just by pressing O on your keyboard. They make it
Yeah,
very easy for you. So that part is solid. That's gonna work really good. People are gonna be like, okay, I need this, or blah blah blah. Like right then, press O. You got the money. Boom, you're done. That's gonna
yeah.
be cool. That's gonna be cool. They
The
said that.
auction house.
Say again.
Did you check out the auction house just while we're on this? It's just literally triggered in my
Right, the
mind.
trading. I see a lot of crafting items.
Yeah, the trading post. Because when you press, when you say you press O and it comes up with a gem store and the auction house where you can sell your stuff, but you
Right.
can't. But basically, sell something on the auction house when you press O, it doesn't go straight into your bags. You have to go back to town to pick up the money, but you can still sell it. But you need to go to the trading post in the actual town to pick up the money. So I thought that was interesting because it's kind of like even though you could just press O to access everything, there's still going to be that buzz around the auction house like there is in like pretty much every MMO.
Ah.
Because you have to go there to pick up all your money, and then obviously you probably do some more trading with the new money you've acquired as well. So I really like that because it's kind of like it's still convenient because you could just press O, do all your selling and stuff, and
Right.
then carry on with questing. And then when you feel like taking a relax from going out and saving the world, you can just go back to town to the trading post and chill out and just use the trading post. So I really like that system.
Yeah. It seems like it's gonna be pretty good so far. I can't. I really can't wait to get my behind back in the game because I did not get to explore everything I wanted to. And this time
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick one character. I'm gonna pick something different so people can see different content, and I'm just gonna hopefully Asura will be unlocked and Savari will be unlocked because I would like to play as one of those. I probably will go with Asura because I like the animations and
Yeah.
pick some class I haven't played before and just play that one character throughout the whole time. It's not gonna be like this beta last beta event was just like, oh, I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to try. This is my first time playing, And then eventually I went with the Char
Yeah.
Guardian like I had before, and also I played a few hours with the Char Engineer.
Yeah.
So yeah, well yeah. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion with me and Philetic here, and yeah, we'll see you guys later.
See you later.